Hello Paladins, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the Immortal Paladin tank build, or should I call it the guard build? So buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride, my friends. Right, listen up. If you want to gear up fast, if you want to raid whenever you want, if you want to pretty much do whatever you fancy in this game, you simply must play a tank. There is about 1% of players currently in this game that are playing tanks, and about 5 to 10% playing healers, and everybody else, including myself, are playing DPS, prancing around as DPS, I should say. Again, I'm one of those. I'm included in that. So, if you want to learn how to properly play a tank, especially a paladin one, I'm going to show you how to do that today. So, as always, we're going to do things a little differently here. First, let's just take a quick look at your talent tree. Again, I purposely deleted everything just so we can do it together, so I can show you how to properly adjust your spec in talents, your gear, and your inscribed stones. So, first thing we're going to do is right off the start is we're just going to add these three right here, so you unlock the 12 section right here, and we're going to stop right there. The reason we're going to stop right there is I want you to first take a look at something. We have two goals currently that we're going to do today to make sure that this works properly. So goal one is this passive right here called Backtrack. This is your number one primary goal passive. The thing that you need, your bread and butter, is right here. This increases your glancing. Without this, you're that guy or gal running into battle with no clothes on. Yes, it might be very cool, but you're the first person to die. So this is very important. This is how you're going to dodge. So if you look right now, based on my gear, I have 32% glancing. So with my inscribed stones, I'm going to try to reach the tier 4. That is our goal, is the 42% that we're going to do. Now, our second goal, if you scroll down a little bit more, is to either get cooldown or Omni. Now, cooldown is way more beneficial to a tank than Omni is. However, you can get both. You don't want to get both. You want to pick one or the other depending on where you're at. However, cooldown is better for you. However, I went DPS first, so a lot of my gear had Omni in it, so I will be going the Omni route. But again, I would always recommend to go with the cooldown route. So that is goal 2. So goal 1, once again, we're going to get our glancing to the 40 or 42%. Goal 2, one or the other, I'm going to go with the Omni to the first or second tier as far as I can get it. Now, the reason why we're going to stop right here is because we want to make sure that we have everything that we need. Look at this passive right here at number 12 called Mental Focus. Now, if because of your gear or because of your inscribed stones, you do not have enough to get the 42% glancing, you may actually sacrifice in your talent tree and use three here, or put 3 points in here. This will give you 3% glancing rate. But again, don't do that right now. We're going to first try to build it with the inscribed stones. So this right here, again, is very important. This is how we're going to make this work. So first thing that you always do when you're going to inscribed stones, I know they're very empty. This part of the plan, I promise. I want to build this with you together. That way, on your own, you're able to do this by yourself in the future. So first thing that you always do when you get to your inscribed stones is you unlock the 5 slots for the emblems. Those are the most important. So I'm just going to show you how to unlock that. We're only going to put the bare minimum to unlock it for now, and then we'll go from there. So the left one, just go straight up the line to unlock that one. Same thing on this side. Just like that. So we have unlocked the 2 right here. Now if you scroll one up a little bit, we're gonna unlock and start going up. You have to get all 3 of these, unfortunately, to unlock this core. You get a free core from this, and then one or the other, depending on what which we have here. It doesn't really matter. I always go left. So this is our third emblem then select, and then we just do one on each side, and that unlocks the 5 emblems that we have. Now that we've done this, we're gonna scroll up to our first goal, which is our dodge rate or glancing rate. Now we're going to manipulate this and get it to 42%. Now, as you know, um, I did the math before, so I'm going to show you how I do it based on my gear and my stats, but this is how you would do it based on yours. So first, first what we're going to do is we're going to go right here, and I'm going to put 3 here, and this is going to push me by 1.5%. And I'm going to put 1 here and 3 there. And let's see where we are at. And I'm going to put 3 here as well. So now I have all 3 of these, 4 of these done. I am at 40%. Not there just yet, but I'm very close, as you can see. So this is how you would manipulate it. Now, again, based on your math, play around till you find the perfect route. I did it already, so I'm going to show you how to use your emblems to push this even further. So if you click this emblem on the right side first, and then you click this little filter down here, and on the additional effects, the bottom filter, if you click that, and if we're doing the right side, then we're pushing it to the left. So we're going to do upper left node, and you hit confirm. So all of these right here will give you a 50% bonus on the one above it. So I, for example, will take this one for tanking. As you can see, it just gave me 50% more on this. So now if I go over here, oh, I'm almost there. So let's do it on the other side as well. So again, we'll go here, we'll delete that. And this time, because we're on the right side, we're shooting right. We're going to take the upper right node, confirm, and just like that. Again, I don't have the best ones, unfortunately, so I have to go with the ones that kind of give me the best option. Since I am using Omni in this build, I decided to go with this one. But again, if you have the better emblems, you just want to make it work. So by adding those, if you can see right here, it didn't refresh correctly for some reason. So, but it will when I reset it. Let me see if I can just do this. Reset it. Yeah, there it is. So our first goal is 42% is done. So now our second goal is to get, we scroll down, is to get our Omni where it needs to be. Like I said, your cooldown is going to be a lot better for you because your flying shield, one of your moves that actually puts a shield on you, is connected to this. But unfortunately, my gear, the way it is right now, it doesn't work. So I have to go the Omni route, which is again just as fine. So how are we going to get the Omni route? So again, Omnis are located pretty much everywhere. So again, I did the math before. There's an Omni right here. There's an Omni right there. There's an Omni right there. And there's one at the very top. So again, you can manipulate it with this as well, kind of pushing north or pushing to the right if you need to. Or cooldown is on your left side. As you see, if you need to do the cooldown route, there's one right here. There's one right there. There's one right there. And then finally, one next to an emblem that you can push by 50% if need be. So again, pick the ones that you need, right? For me personally, this is what does it for me because like I said, I already did the math for it. So this is 3, and I believe I need to push this to the right. To get the perfect. So if I go here, as you can see, I got my Omni now, my second goal over the 6%. Now again, if you can push it more to the second one or the second tier, it's going to make you godly in this game, especially as a tank. And especially if you're doing cooldown, you're going to have a shield over your health the entire time. So concentrate on that. That is your goal number 2. That is how you do your stats and all that stuff. So again, going back really quick, our glancing rate is at the tier 4 where we want it, and then my second goal of Omni is at tier 1. Now let's finish this up. We're going to start from the bottom and kind of work our way up. So first thing that I like to do here is unlock this core. Is just some of the stuff that, the cores really help you, give you more glancing, give you more damage. Again, you really want to work on your cores. So again, first thing that I'll just go in here and I'll just add full 3. Just like that. Gives me my 3. And I'm going to start slowly going up. All right. Now, as I kind of make my way up here, I want to go ahead and put my second, or my third, I should say, let's get rid of that now, emblem in there, and I am going to choose a defensive one. I have a level 10, I believe, here. And again, as I did the math already, I'm just going to power my specialization up because I don't have enough points to unlock the tier here, as you have to add all 3 to unlock it. So this is like the second best option that I had. I'm also going to put my 5th emblem right here. And these are my 5 emblems that I choose. And again, I will replace this one eventually when I have a one that can power to the right side by 50%. That's a more tanky one. But for now, this is, I'm going to go back from the bottom. This is how I do my stones for now. And again, feel free to copy it if you have the stats, but it's better if you adjust on your own build based on your own stats and the gear that you have. Now let's go back to now that the stones are done, we can close that down. Now let's go back to the actual build and kind of give you the full build so you have it. I will, again, depending if you used any points right here in your level 12 mental focus for that 3% glancing. If you used any, or if you didn't, you want to use whatever's left on the very top here on the right side. So if you use all of them, don't worry about putting anything in here. If you didn't use any, then put this to 3. So this will be my final build here. Just making sure that I have it the correct one, the way that I like to play. And again, this is what I actually believe is the best way to play it. I can go over it all, but I think you guys will figure out eventually the proper way for all of this, as everything is going to be powered up for you. Now, I will go ahead and get into rotation and explain all these passives and why we choose all these based on the rotation that we use and go from there. All right, the rotation time. So, welcome back. Let me quickly go over what each of these is and what it does so you understand better what you're clicking. First, what we're going to do is just going to pull up our skills so you understand why we're clicking in certain orders. Your number 1, your Holy Hammer, is your spammable because of what we choose in our points, especially right here. Your Holy Sword again gives you more damage, gives you more defense, and is just through around. Makes things a lot better, right? So your second move, your Holy Sword, this is amazing move. Not only does it give you more damage, but because of this passive right here, our number 20 that we select, it's going to power up your shield that you're going to do to give you even a bigger absorb on yourself. So you're going to use this in conjunction. You use one and the other, and it's going to give you a 20% more. It's just fantastic. And then moving on to number 3, your Flying Shield right here. Again, this is your bread and butter. This is how you're going to grant that or get that big shield on you that's going to absorb damage and make you, immortal, if you will. So again, based on the ones that we select, for example, this one, It's gonna bounce off more enemies and kind of make like an AoE effect and grab them and make the shield a little bit better. So again, those are your passives that kind of work together. Your number 4, your Holy Fire, again, is very important. I'm going to show you how to use that in a second. What this does is when you pop this, it does some damage, gives you some defense, but on top of that, it will continuously go off. And if you run around in a circle with it, when you pop this, it's going to take the aggro and the taunt, kind of like a third taunt that we have, of everybody in there that's around you within 4 meters. So I'll show you how to do that as well. And then your number 5 is your heal, your paladin heal. Again, a very good burst healer. It just 19% of your max HP plus 5,000. Pretty good. It's your oh snap, I'm in trouble. Let me pop this kind of button. And then your number 6, your Argent Guardian, 12-second buff. Again, this just kind of makes you like your last stand. Very, very, very easy to figure out how to use this. If you're in trouble, click it. And then, especially as every class has one, your Inscribed Stone skill. I'm going to show you a special way that you're going to do this. So for now, we're not going to talk about this. We're going to come back in later and explain it because our rotation is going to stay the same. I'm going to give you a full rotation. It's going to stay the same apart when you have this available. So let's kind of go over how you would do this, right? So let me get out of here. So as you're approaching your target, obviously what most people will do is they'll just throw their shield at somebody. And that's fine, if that's how you want to start, but that's not the best way to do it. What you want to do is you want to use your Holy Sword and your Flying Shield together. Something like this. Just like that. So that's going to give you a ton of shield and ton of defense to make things just a lot easier for you. And if you look right here, up here where your character is, it'll give you all the passives and all your stones kind of coming up. So let's do that one more time. So again, as you open, you can either run up or you can, if there's a lot of mobs, I like to do this as it kind of does a similar AoE effect than everybody. And I'll jump in, sword, shield. And just like that, I got the aggro, I got my shield going, all that stuff. So after that, as we're building our rotation, especially even if there isn't ads, I still do this. But if there is ads, you want to do this especially. And we're just going to kind of use this specific ad over here as a reference. And you're going to see me kind of incorporate number 4 in it. So what you want to do here is you want a Holy Sword, Flying Shield to get your absorb up right away. Pop your Holy Fire, and then run around with your breakout if you have it. Just run around within 4 meters of all the ads, and it's going to gather all of them to you. And again, you can use your Challenge Guardian, which is your AoE taunt, but this just works a little bit better, just in case this is off cooldown. So again, how that would work is you jump in, Holy Sword, Shield, Holy Fire, and then you just run around, just like that, and it's going to pick up everybody within 4 meters of you while that's active. And again, you just continuously use it, right? So that is the top way to do this. Now, going back to your spammable, your Holy Hammer, you want to use this as soon as you're done with these 3, and you just want to spam it until these 2 come back. You really want to use, if you can do it, you really want to use your Holy Sword and your Flying Shield together. They have very similar cooldowns, so you have to kind of restrain yourself a little bit, but you really want to use them together. And then your Holy Fire whenever it's available, just to kind of make sure that you got the damage output, you get in some defense, and on top of that, all the ads will be kind of focused on you. So let's do that full rotation here. I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna Holy Sword, I'm gonna Flying Shield to get my shield, my absorb, and then I'm gonna Holy Fire, and then I'm gonna Holy Hammer as I run around and collecting all the ads to me. So jump in, 1, and then spam it as I kind of collect everything to me. So that will pretty much get all the aggro on me. And you just click it again as you're waiting for these to come back. And as soon as they're back, you pop one, pop the other, and just like that. You have your shield up, you have all that stuff going for you, and things are looking beautiful. Now, what I normally like to do, and I'll actually show you in one of the videos at the start that I showed, it's really easy to tank your raid boss because there's not a lot of running around. You just kind of position in the right way, etc. It's a lot more challenging to fight where there's a lot of ads. So I incorporated the one in there where there was a ton of ads just to kind of show you how to control the ads. And what you want to do is, again, you have your challenging guardian or challenge guardian. It's a 1 minute cooldown. That's the only problem. That will taunt anybody within 8 meters to you. However, that's why we're going to use Holy Fire and Breakout. So this is how I would do it. Let's say these are all ads, right? And they're swarming the boss and they're going to kill your healer and your team. Again, you would jump in, sword, get your buff, shield, pop your foot, and then just run in a circle. Just run and grab everybody. Just run and grab everybody. And just like that, we have everybody. And again, you just use it again if it's available. And then as soon as your 2 and 3 are back, you would just use those together. Just like that. And if you can restrain yourself and kind of keep that rotation, 99% of the time, you're going to be perfectly fine. You're not going to have any failures or any defensive drops or anything like that. That is how you do this rotation, right? How this rotation changes, by the way, is when your stone is up. The reason why is when your stone is active, your Holy Hammer will refresh your flying shield. So what you would just do is you would do, if it's up, right, you hit your stone, you run in, Holy Hammer, Holy Sword, Flying Shield. And then you just spam Holy Hammer, Flying Shield, Holy Hammer, Flying Shield, Holy Hammer, Flying Shield, as long as Flying Shield is able to be repeated. And that's kind of how you would utilize your stone skill with your shield. And you just do this back over and over until that pretty much is done. And then you just go back to your original rotation. So that is essentially how you would play fully the Guardian Paladin tank, or the tank build for the Paladin, and how to be very successful in tanking raid bosses and ads, which is really the only problem I see a lot of Paladins struggling with, is controlling the ads. Now, again, going really quick with the AoE option, you prioritize number 4, Holy Fire, and you just run around as much as possible, and you get as close to them as possible, because remember, it's within 4 feet. So you want to utilize your Breakout, which is your big, speed boost, and you just run around as you're kind of grabbing all of them. Now, again, your Argent Guardian, it is a pretty big cooldown. Use it wisely. It is really, really good as well. So again, keep an eye on the passes we took for it. But yeah, again, these two right here, your 5, your Holy Region, and your Argent Guardian. These are your last stand. This is where I need to survive because my healer might be down. Maybe the group is down and the healer needs to focus healing them instead of you. This is the way you would want to do it. I would also, as a tank, I would stack up on the holy potions or the healing potions. The way you can get those is very, very easily. If you go to the shop here, I don't think I have one in here. Yeah, right there. If you go to your shop here, and it's the very first one, you actually buy them with your silver coins. I normally always have 10 on me in every raid that I do, just in case the healer sometimes drops it. I can heal myself along with my Holy Region, just to kind of maintain all of that stuff with me and not have to worry too much. Now, obviously, this is more for dungeons and heavy ad fights. If there are no heavy ad fights, right? If there are no heavy ad fights, and you require a more of a interrupt, I would then take out either your Earth Shattering or your Breakout. Take one of these out and put in your interrupt instead of it, just to kind of fill that spot in. Now, going back one more time, fully and we're gonna finish the video here. So as you jump in, you want to use Holy Sword first into your Flying Shield. Again, Holy Sword is going to buff up your Flying Shield. This is going to give you an Absorb over your main thing that you do as a Paladin. After that, you're going to use your Holy Fire, and you can use it as much as possible. And if there's adds, you're going to run around them, and it's going to collect all their aggro on you. And then you're going to spam Holy Hammer along with Holy Fire until these two are back, which is Holy Sword and Flying Shield. You really want to use these together. You want to restrain yourself for about 4 seconds, as this one does come off cooldown a little bit faster, but you want to use these together. So, and then your Holy Fire up and whenever it's available, and just if there's enemies, run around them, and it will collect and grab all their attention to you. Your Holy Region and your Argent Guardian. These are your last stand options, and then just buy a potion if you need a heal in between. But this is essentially how you play the Paladin Guardian effectively. Again, I've done most of the raids with it now. I've done most of the dungeons. Very easy to do the raids with it because, again, raids are easier. The dungeons I find more challenging just because there's a lot more adds. This is how you would control them. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope that you enjoyed your time here with me, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.